Okay, we're back in the game. Hello folks, now I'm wearing regular clothes.
Thirsty Thursday.
I broke protocol in the last video. We did a sherry video and I had my baseball apparel on. It was the first time ever, I think.
We had to throw salt over our shoulders.
That I ever did a sherry or port wine or brandy video with apparel on. But now I have a regular shirt, reminds me of 1992 in Golden Girls. You know, it's just like that aqua. Remember back in the early 90s, mid 90s, everything was aqua and
that was a popular
purple, mauve. Yep. Okay.
You know, like those white cups with the blue and the purple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Now it's all a big comeback. Everybody wants to go back to pastels. Okay. Well, we have to think about this. We have the like Budweiser of the brandy world, the E&J brandy VS. This is like the one you see in every liquor store on the planet.
If that's the Budweiser of the brandy world, then what is the Albertsons?
Okay, well what I'm trying to say is this is, if you go in any liquor store in America, it's going to have this, okay? Just like any beer store is going to have Budweiser. That's what I mean. I had it once like in 1998 and I thought it was harsh, but I wasn't too used to hard liquor, so I had to take that into account. This was introduced in 1975. People buy it, and these little flasks, you know, I'm wondering, like, why would you buy this little flask? I'm thinking they're either taking it to work and hiding it, you know, if they have like a little alcohol issue, or they're going to the football game that doesn't allow alcohol and they're hiding it. And
it is good for portability.
They're in the stands, you know, and they're like
parks.
They're like looking around.
You're out with your friends, don't want to spend money on the liquor that's at the expensive bar, so you got your own in your pocket.
You know, and I'm thinking they're like pouring a little bit in the Coke cup.
Yeah.
And mixing it with their finger and hoping they don't get caught. But maybe it's legit. I mean, it could be legit.
Or you don't want to spend money and you don't want to have to buy the whole thing.
No.
Maybe you have a specific thing in mind. Y'all are making some Brandy Alexanders. That's all you need. And so that's what you get.
And these come in huge bottles too, like 1.5 liters.
Yeah, but really it's for sneaking it.
But I mean, no. I mean, you can go to Walmart and get this in a huge.
Well, like a handle. Yeah.
1.5 liters.
That's how I buy gin.
So anyway, it's this is one choice.
When we're gonna do gin reviews?
This is in about 20 years because people keep asking me about whiskey and bourbon, and I say it's gonna be about 20 years.
You can't like cycle through.
No, because I always have to exhaust things. Like
can't do like a whiskey Wednesday.
Beer, and then I'm doing sherry. And then port might come back into play, and then I've got brandy, and I'm thinking it's going to be about 12 years before I do the first whiskey. So say 2028. Okay, anyway, this is one option. All right. Okay. I thought I was getting a good deal when I paid $3.89 at Cheap Smokes, but then I go to Albertsons, and they got 3 of these bottles for $10. So I paid 50 cents too much for the bottle. Okay, but anyway, regardless.
Darn.
Regardless, there is a fascinating website for that brandy, and it's got all kind of recipes, food pairings, mixed drinks you can make with it, etc. And it's like pretty extensive.
Okay, that's cool.
Then there's this. There's no website. Well, actually there is. This is Albertson's brandy. I bought it at obviously Albertson's in Baton Rouge on US Highway 61. It says a tradition of quality since 1939. You know, it's conceivable that this has been on the market since 1939. Obviously, Albertson's grocery store chain does not have its own distillery. They just contract with somebody to make their stuff. Like any store has their store brands. All right.
Yes. Like the Winn-Dixie brand gin.
Yeah. Have you had it?
Bottom shelf, cheap. Oh, yeah.
It's all right?
Oh, not this. I haven't had this.
But the Winn-Dixie brand gin is okay?
It's fine.
Okay. Well, anyway, so, all right.
Fine.
So they had this in the plastic.
You do what you got to do.
They had this in the plastic bottle, and I was like, I can't do plastic. It just doesn't seem right. But when I went to the Albertsons in Baton Rouge, I was like, I like that. And it was $5.99.
Ooh.
Normally $9.99, but it was $4 discount. So I was like, what the heck?
Pretty good.
I was coming back from the wedding, you know, that we were at, and I was like,
oh, that's when you picked that up.
And you feel the label, it's like tactile. It's like it. You know what I mean? Like the letters.
Yeah, it's raised filigree,
letters.
very fancy. They're trying to be fancy with the store brand.
Yeah, and it's Super Value, which owns Albertsons. Okay, so I'm like, BartonBrands.com, Barton Brands. So I typed in www.bartonbrands.com, and it immediately brought me to the Sazerac Company of Metairie, Louisiana, 1 mile from New Orleans.
Okay.
The Sazerac Company. Very famous wine and Liquor Company.
Yes.
You may have heard of, yeah, that's a weird smell. You may have heard of some of their brands like, well, they make Pappy Van Winkle bourbon, Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
You know, so they make a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, here's a thought. What if we did a little bit of the Albertsons, a little bit of the E&J, compared them?
I don't know. That's
side
a
by
little
side.
crazy.
Not one each, but like we just did the 2 glasses and we kind of took the sip.
That's a little crazy. All right.
Decided what? Oh, it's
So we got
turning
this,
up on a Thursday. Gone crazy.
got this nice plastic cap, and it's what size is this? 750 milliliter. So that's your typical bottle size. Yikes. Okay.
Yeah, I will take less than that, please. Yeah, that's fine.
Thought I was pouring Red's apple ale. All right. Anyway,
Whew.
okay. Barton. They're like a really old distillery, and this is in Louisville, Kentucky. It's owned by Sazerac, and these people have been doing, you know, whiskey, bourbon, brandy, and a whole lot of other stuff for a long, long time. All right. So they're not contracting with like idiots. These are people that know what they're doing. So it's conceivable that they actually made something tolerable, okay? I mean, it is on the shelf and people buy it, but, you know, they have drunks that live under the bridge that buy it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it's an alcoholic's beer. It's probably something that lounges and bars buy to make mixed drinks with, and they just...
Yeah,
work,
like when you
see
don't
what they-
specify, like I go to the bar and I order a Jameson with ginger ale and lime. That's different than just ordering a whiskey with ginger ale and lime.
Yeah, and
Well,
Jameson, that's what Father Pat drinks. There's a bottle at the Knights of Columbus, and it's got black mark, what do you call it, marks a lot, and says, for Father Pat only, Jameson Irish whiskey. He's from Ireland.
I do love some Jameson. Yes.
And at E.O. College Inn, which you've eaten at E.O. College Inn.
Never eaten there.
But you've been there.
I've been there. You have never bought me food there.
Oh, sorry.
Which is an unfortunate thing. Yeah, I'm sorry too.
I noticed that when they do mixed drinks, they use it. Gee whiz, that started spilling. Glad I picked it up. They use Crown Rust vodka, which is like the cheap brand that Sazerac makes. All right. Anyway.
Doesn't surprise me.
This is an interesting aroma, I have to say.
Very sweet.
It's so vanilla.
Let me smell yours. You got more in there. Yeah.
Now, they were saying on this website, Maria sent me the Gentleman's Gazette. They said when you, this is not exactly a snifter, but they said when you do brandy, you do chest.
I'm not doing that on the camera.
Yeah, I'm picking up vanilla, oak. Then they say you do chin and nose. I'm picking up a little smokiness in the nose.
Yes.
You pick up that like smoke.
I think so.
It's got some legs on it. Look at that.
Sweet and smoky. Yes.
You know, you could fool somebody with this thing, I believe. If they didn't see what it was, they might say, oh, that's pretty good. What is it? Albertson's. I knew something was wrong with it. You know, I'm not saying, I don't know. I don't know anything about brandy art.
Yeah.
But I know people are funny about labeling, right?
Some people who can afford to be talking to me with my Winn-Dixie brand vodka. I mean, my Winn-Dixie brand gin. I don't really drink
So if
vodka.
you had a party
or my
at-
Winn-Dixie brand Seagram's. I mean, Seagram's gin.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
So if you're at the University of Alabama with other graduate students, they're not going to fuss if they're drinking free Albertson's brand brandy.
No, you should see some of the stuff that gets
Okay.
brought to parties.
Well, I got to say,
People
you know,
buying barefoot wine. Or what's that champagne you can get at the gas station?
they sell barefoot like mad at grocery stores around here.
Oh, I'm sure.
It does have some. It does have something to it. You know, it's got something to it.
Smells rather like brandy.
It's got a little life to it, I have to say. It's
a little
not
life.
all depression and all the badness I was thinking of.
No.
So I'm so sorry that it fell over and like 1/1000th of an ounce came out. I
Grim.
hate to waste any kind of
No cobwebs.
product. It does It does present well. Okay, let's go in. I have been to Louisville. Well, that is about the lightest thing.
It's like there's more burn than flavor. Like it doesn't have much of a taste.
It's a little peppery. You know,
It does taste almost
think about a little black pepper.
savory, yeah, almost meaty. Like
In the mouth, it's light.
it doesn't taste like it smells.
It's not heavy-bodied.
No.
It finishes. You know, we were drinking that dry sherry in that other video when we were sitting over there by the
5 minutes
fence.
ago. Yeah.
You know, it has some elements of that. I mean, some, not
I would
obviously
not drink this on its own, though. I would put it in a hot toddy. Lots of honey and lemon.
I would drink it on its own. I do like to do these kind of solo. They call it neat. When you don't add anything, it's called neat. Maybe with ice, but I don't know. I'm kind of like a room temperature kind of guy.
Yeah, that's real. I don't know. I feel like it would be fine to mix. I wouldn't really want to drink this on its own, but I don't drink a lot of liquor on its own. It's like some good whiskey, yes, could sip on, but I don't know. I'm kind of picky.
I'm sort of digging
I'm
this.
just like savoring it.
I don't think it's bad, and I don't think it's low like garbage stuff.
No, it's not garbage. It's just kind of not like it's fine. You know, it is what it is basically.
Somebody made a comment on
And
my.
if you're buying this, you're probably not that worried about the palate. Whatever.
Somebody made a comment on my VVSOP, the Fleur de Lis Napoleon French brandy, imported brandy, and he was like a cheap drunk for a cheap drunk. Well, yeah, it's inexpensive, $12.99.
A cheap drunk for a cheap drunk. That syntactically doesn't even make sense.
Well, he was saying a cheap drunk, the drink for me, a cheap drunk.
I know, but you don't call a drink a drunk. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Syntactically,
No, the experience of it. He was right. The experience of it, a cheap drunk. You know, you're drinking it, getting a cheap drunk.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
For
Okay.
a cheap drunk, me.
That's
Well,
nice.
first of all, I'm not a
Cute.
drunk. Okay, but anyway, and hey, I don't know the story behind this French.
You know, people trying to comment on here and trying to be sassy. You don't know who you're trying
No,
to.
I can take it, and it didn't bother me. And I was thinking about it, and I said, well, I don't know if that Fleur de Lis Napoleon VVSOP was such a cheap drunk. I mean, it wasn't like the $3,000. I'm sure it's not as good as the $3,000 a bottle of the Saint Remy Louis XIII cognac brandy, but you know, it was all right.
If you have the money to spend $3,000 on brandy, and that's what you're using your money for, you're probably a garbage person, and I don't really want to talk to you.
No, because you can get online and buy one from, I think, Total Wine for $26,000, one bottle. Think about that. All right, anyway, back to this. Let's not get on to all
Talking about the problems in the world. Yeah.
internet drama. I'm just saying that's what somebody said. And I was like, okay. But anyway, this is, you know, it's okay. It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Kind of woodsy.
Yeah, it's better than I thought it was going to be for $5.99 a bottle.
Yeah.
It's not half bad. It's not the greatest thing, but it's far from the worst thing. I would recommend it. I wouldn't run out to get it. No. I don't think anybody would run out to get Albertson's brandy. But like you're saying...
But hey, you're going to a party, you need to bring something. You making some brandy milk punch for your Christmas party. No one's going to know what kind of brandy's in it. No one's going to be able to tell the difference. Just get the Albertsons.
Or you're just kicking back, watching the baseball game, and you're thinking about things. You're thinking about things, yet you're thinking about nothing at all, and you're sipping on
a J. Terrio Wednesday afternoon. Clear mind, clear glass.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Retirement, street.
It's a lot of things to think about, and you're sipping on it, and you're like, it ain't all that bad, man.
and then suddenly you realize you're wearing a smoking jacket. You've got a wingback chair. You don't know where it came from.
It ain't all that bad, man.
Got a sleepy old
I'm not
hound
gonna get.
dog.
I'm not gonna say all these things on Facebook. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. You're holding back. You're like thinking, I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna hang out, watch this game. I don't care, you know. But anyway, I don't care what you say about me. I'm not an alcoholic. No, but anyway.
Vienna sausage holic.
Right. It's all right. So thank you for watching this video.
Would you say that this is the Vienna sausage of Brandy?
It's sort of like the ramen noodles of Brandy. So.
Heard it here first, folks. Albertson's Brandy, the ramen noodles.
But it's
Brandy.
the Marushan ramen noodles of Brandy. Thank you for watching this video production.